Hello and welcome to Trains in the Arctic, and that's a bit loud. I can see that I'm peaking, so that should be a better level. Hello everyone and welcome to Trains in the Arctic and welcome to Thumper Road. This will be a bit more clumsier than normal as I'm needing to use my mouse rather than my Stream Deck. So this one is being a bit awkward, so hopefully this should change, but it's not. So this is the front view from of the water tank line. I mean on Thumper Road. I hope everyone's okay today. I'll give you a walk around and then we can see how everything's going. We can see if I can actually get any trains to work. So feel free to talk in chat. I need to try to get everything in green as it's a bit off. So the first thing we have here is the factory unit that this little depot feeds. You'll notice, first of all, my mistake. I need to cut a tunnel out just here. But we have two working street lights. We did have three, but I managed to break one off. Then as we move along, we have the car park for the layout. Hi J94. That's okay, don't worry if you forgot my name, I'm useless with names as well. So this is the car park for Thumper Road. The name have actually came from one of our old rabbits, one of my sister's rabbit. His name was Thumper, and he was a nice little rabbit. Let me try to arrange my screen so that I can see chat and the screen. So this layout is operated by this little 08. Let's see if I can get him to talk. So he has sound. I haven't used him since I built it, and I've already got a few minor little problems. So we have the little class 08 EWS there, and then we have the sidings. That's a Hornby 08, and that was sound fitted. A job I have to do with this in the future is to add a tunnel portal over here, and then add a little storage yard to the back. This is controlled by this controller, which is an old Digicheck DCS50. They are no longer made. They have been advanced, and that one I bought second hand with some damage, but it's a good little controller. For 08 over here, it's a Batman model, no, Hornby model, and one of my favourite locos. So I'll go to the above camera now. So you can see we've got the three tracks here, and then for the main track here. These point motors do work, but I can't remember the numbers for them, so they're not working at the moment. But as you can see, they do change. So the idea with this layout is you need some very small wagons, which I don't have. and it's a puzzle layout. There's a few track problems, like just here. You can see it right over the rail there, and I had that point set the wrong way, so that was my fault. And I also got very dirty track. Hi Ray, Bobil. So if I said your name wrongly. So this layout really doesn't get the usage that it deserves. And I'm really having trouble with this camera today. It's not outputting what I see on the screen. So let's see what we can do with it. So on the controller, forward is that way, reverse is that way. I'll set it into reverse. And we can see if we can send it into the siding. This is a DCC layout designed to be DCC, and the idea of this original layout was to build it in 12 hours, which I did with a few hours to spare. You can see I really need to clean the track. But because it hasn't been used for a long time, it's built up a bit of dirt, but running for trains should help it. One of the things I like about this layout is the fact that I can get some lovely shots. This camera really isn't doing a nice job. And I need to remember when I run this train on this layout, I need to give it a bit of extra power. So what I'm going to do quickly is I've got a wagon just behind me, so I'll go and grab that. So stick that one up. Okay, so I now have two wagons for us to play with. I know two wagons isn't really that much. I'll swap across to the other camera. So if I put these two on the track, we can have a little try to collect this wagon and put that wagon on the back. So I'll do all the points by hand, and let's see what we can do. So this is for 08 coming out to pick up the wagon. One of her aims is not to have the hand of God too many times. So we're doing well for the first bit. And that have actually coupled. Good bit of power on there. stop that at the end, change the point, and then we just send it in to get the last wagon. Try not to have any stalls like I have there. And now we're going to see one of the problems with this layout. I'm going to send it to the end of the board. If I go across to camera number 2, you can see with the current setup, I can't change this point. So that's the reason I want to extend this board slightly. So I'll try to make this a bit more of a challenge. I'll swap the camera again. Now we know we've got the problem of the short head shunt, and the fact the wagon's got to mind of their own today. My challenge now is to get the shunter to get these 2 wagons onto this yard ready to go off. So this is where about to become a puzzle layout. The first thing I need to do is get the shunter here to pick that one up. So sending that off, giving him a bit more power than I need. And we're going to collect the first wagon. And now we'll change direction and a double hoot to let people know that he's about to move. Quite a bit of power to get over the points, but you can see when they get moving on the points, they're quite happy. Yeah, this desk isn't 100% flat, so I do get a bit of wagon run away. So change the point and putting putting that wagon in the back. So I do like this layout and I enjoyed making it, and it can actually shows what can be done in such a short time. So I'll swap to the other camera so that you can see me removing the coupling. I really need a proper tool for this, so I'll use a ruler. You should never really use a metal ruler, but there we go. Bit more power over the thingy and take him into the yard. So let's hire Meriden Parkway. Good to have you there. So we now got our shunter in here, so I'll change The points. The points are operated with a Gauge Master Autofrog, I believe they're called. So we're going to need to give this loco a bit of power. I'll swap to the other camera again. I haven't seen him yet. He'll turn up eventually. So on this controller, I might run out of battery on this camera. A little trick, if you want to get the loco moving fast, but you want it to go straight, you can set the speed and then set it off. So let's see the loco going off. And he got the wagon. Ah! So you got to second name, Damio. Good to have you there. I need to remember that. Meredith Parkway, so that's the name of your layout. So I was misreading you. Everyone will have a shock on Wednesday when they don't see you by your normal name. So we now got the loco there. So let's send the loco back to the front of the head shunt. Nice bit of power for the points. And I really got to stop these whip pounds. Yeah, it will be a big surprise. So, change that point. Hi Anthony, good to have you there. This setup is much smaller than your one. Okay, so we've got him set up there. We can move this here and go back to that camera. This camera is going to run out of battery shortly. Bit of power on the controller. You can see each time the train run over the points, it's getting smoother and smoother. This was a 12-hour challenge. So the idea of this layout was to see if I could build a layout in 12 hours. Yeah, this is my favourite shunter. So when I actually go and get around to fixing this into a permanent position, I will be extending it. So let's send it off. Now we all got to use our imagination and pretend that he actually go off the layout. And also use our imagination that my hand wasn't there. So I enjoy this little layout. It's a little challenge to operate, and I will extend just through here. I do have a bridge piece ready for it. I'll break down the wagons again, and then we can... No, these are just standard cams. There's just something up with this camera. It's being a bit obnoxious. I need to sort out the capture card, and this camera is going to run out of battery in a moment. So do that, swap to that camera, make people think that I'm showing the next scene when I'm actually swapping the battery over. Take out that battery, plug in that battery, turn the camera back on. I hope that the capture card's still working. So camera 2 is still working, and it's now doing what it should be a bit better. Actually, I'm not sure what the camera's doing, so let's disconnect the brake van. I strongly advise against using a metal ruler to do this, but because I'm so organised, I never got around to getting a proper thing for it. And that camera is playing silly what's-its. So we'll need to go on our top-down camera for putting everything away. So I'll send that into that siding. So again, put the brake on, give them a bit of power, and then reversed. Camera 2 is just playing up, so we'll just be running on this camera. So the challenge here is going to be to break these two up. So there we go. Parking him there. Change our points again. Put the brake on. Bits of speed. Realise I sent the train in the wrong direction. So send him the other direction now. Change the point, and then we have the wagons put away. You can see the sidings actually have enough space for a couple of wagons each. It's just the end of the layout. So with my battery about to die on my other camera, I'm going to say thank you everybody for watching. Wednesday will be a proper live stream whereby we'll be working on the Sector and Carlisle Station Master building. And I'll see you all then. So thank you everybody for stopping by. And I'll see you all on Wednesday. Thank you very much.